What's up, collectors? P Rockzilla here again, and today we're gonna be taking a look at S.H.Figarts, Tien, and Chiaotzu. This is a re-release, not a reissue, more of a re-release. They redid the bodies on these figures. I missed out on these on the first release. At that time, I wasn't really collecting Dragon Ball just yet, and when I was only getting like the Saiyans and stuff. I wasn't getting like the minor characters. These two are more of a minor characters, even though Chiaotzu has one of the most memorable moments from the anime when I was watching. A scene where he basically sacrifices himself to self-destruct or blow himself up on top of Nappa. Didn't do anything. It kind of, that was a little sad moment for me when I was a kid watching this anime for the first time. Tien was cool. I know he's like more of a human, but the fact that he has a third eye, I always like that design on him. He's, to me, I actually enjoyed him more than Yamcha and Krillin. So I'm happy to get these guys finally in box and add them to my display. Like I said, I missed out on them the first time, so I'm super happy that they reissued them, or I'm sorry, re-released them in newer bodies. I know Chiaotzu, the original one, I think it was more of a static figure. He couldn't really pose, so this time around he can actually pose. So I'm super happy about that. So let's get this review started. Dale. All right, so let's take a look at the box before we get the figure out the box. So here you get your typical Bandai seal, official. Let you know it's an official piece, not a bootleg. You get the animation sticker there. You get the names right here. And in the back, you get a few pictures of the figure and some poses already. That's when he does his little power thing. I forget the name of that. It's been a while since I've seen the older episodes. Another picture here. And then another picture. All right, let's get these two boys out the box. All right, so here we got the figure out the box. So let's get the box to the side. When you take out the first part of the clamshell, this is what you get. As you can see real quick, we get the figure. Let's take a quick look at him. As you can see, he has a scar there, like that detail right there that they gave to him. It's actually sculpted too, as you can feel the indentation in there. Yep, this is Tien. My third eye seen it coming before it happened. That's the old Method Man lyric. There we go. Go the details, the muscle detail, the treads. Let's take these off real quick while we're here. All right. Let's take out the other guy. Chiaotzu. This one is a pain to get off. All right. So this guy was the one I was looking forward to the most. Like I said, I do recall the first original release being a static figure. Now that he actually has articulation, this is pretty cool. It's kind of like the Kid Gohan. Almost the same thing, just a lot smaller. Looks just like him. I wish I knew more about this character, like why he got the cheeks like that. Like, what is he? All right, and then you get the other accessories there. No stands. So what I'll do is go ahead and get all these pieces out, and we'll go through all the accessories in detail. All right, so here we got the figure out the box, out the packaging, with every accessory that came with both of them displayed. And first, let's go over the articulation. All right, so Tien's head can go 360. He can look, well, not too much far up. That's just basically look straight, so he doesn't really have any upward motion. He can look down that much. So he can look down at Chiaotzu. The arms can go out that far, so he can do his T-pose. No problem. Does have butterfly joints too in here, so you can kind of adjust the shoulders more back and forward. This happens on both sides. Does have bicep twist. There you go. And not double jointed elbows because the muscles are getting in the way. So let's try this over here on this side too. And you could go, oh, this one's a little bit more tighter than the other one. Interesting. It's like this elbow is getting stuck, so I don't want to keep pushing it. All right, I'll mess with that a little bit more. The arms can go 360, no problem. Let's put this back the way it belongs. All right, at the waist, he can twist. So he gets two parts of articulation, one here in the upper waist and then the lower waist right here, as you can see there. There's two pieces that articulate there. The legs are a little hindered because of the pants right here. They do hit the hips, so it's a little hindered there. You can't push out the legs more for more articulation, so that's a little hindering there. He can go all the way forward. And let's see how far back. Oh, so he can do a split, sideways split. Spinning bird kick. All right. Does get double jointed knees, but the same thing with the other portions you can see is getting hindered because of the clothes. So this is probably as far as he can go. Let's try this knee. Same thing. All right, so you have that. You do have twist at the ankles. You do have pivot. So that's going to be for some good dynamic posing. You do have toe bend too, as you can see. And it bends pretty good. Nice and far. All right, so that's the articulation for Tien. And let's take one more quick look at his design. These are ugly, but you don't really see it from the front, so it's hidden pretty good. And the knees are not as bad. All right, so let's look at the other guy here. And this guy's so damn cute. All right, so same thing with him. His head could go 360 like the Exorcist, just no throw up. He has a further up articulation. He can look down that much. The arms do go out. Let's see, yep, so you can do a T-pose too. They do twist 360 also. He does have an elbow joint. Now it's not that far of a bend, but it's good enough for the size of the figure. Sorry, I still got a little cold, so excuse the sniffles. All right, he could do somewhat of a split. Same thing with Tien. He is getting hindered with the clothes there, as you can see right there. It's a little black, so it's kind of hard to see. All right. Let's go out that much. He does get, ooh, look at that. He gets double jointed knees. So you get a good pose there. And then his feet do twist. And his ankles pivot also. So this guy's going to have some good articulation. And the knees are hidden real good there. All right. Let's just take a quick look at the back right here. You do have the treads in the bottom. Now, one thing with him is you got to be careful. As you guys may know, I lost my gold chain for my Jordan. And his hand articulation, or his hand accessories, are very, very small. So these will be very hard to lose. This might be a pain in the butt trying to swap these out. As small as the peg, the hole is. So these are tiny, tiny hands. So he does come with two pointy ones. And he comes with two open hands. I'll do a quick comparison so you guys see how small these hands are. So let's do a comparison with Tien's hand. As you can see, look how tiny this thing is. So please be careful. Do not lose these. And then Tien comes with two gripping hands, action hands. He also comes with two open palm hands. These are like, shooting an energy effect or blocking an energy effect. And he comes with two hands for his special power. And as you can see, there's like a little peg there in that hand. That's where this thumb will go in to get a perfect flush. So he does his little power from his eye. So that's pretty cool. Didn't realize that now until I got the piece out. Oh, look, even the fingers are like that too. So I guess the whole thing pegs into there. Yep, there we go, just like that. So that way it's nice and flush. That's cool. That's different. I don't think they did that for any other figures recently. And then you get one of these hands. And then you get 3 separate head sculpts. You get just a regular stern one. I like that they give you this little peg thing to hold your pieces on. It's kind of, I don't know how it really comes out. I guess it slides in there all in one piece. Then you get more of a smile, grimace type face. And then last but not least, you get the yelly one. I like the details they put in the veins on his head. Almost resembles One Punch Man. So that's cool. I may be having him on with this head. I like that detailed veins. So more likely my final display for him, he'll probably have this head on. All right. So we got everything out there. So let's go ahead and get a size comparison. I'll swap out some of his hands, give him a decent pose, and do a nice size comparison. All right, so here we got Tien and Chiaotzu posed up in just a regular static pose. It's a good size comparison. So let's go ahead and bring in some figures. Let's go ahead and bring in S.H.Figarts Gohan. There we have Gohan. And then let's bring in another S.H.Figarts, but a smaller character. In this S.H.Figarts Gohan kid form. So you get an idea of how he is compared to Chiaotzu. And then we're going to go ahead and bring in another S.H.Figarts smaller character. Just to see a good size comparison. And there we go. Oh, he's a little bit out there, so let's try to slide him in more. There we go. All right. And then let's go ahead and bring in one more S.H.Figarts character, and that's going to be Cooler. Come on, Cooler, don't follow me now. Don't fail me now, Cooler. And then last but not least, let's bring in a Figma figure from My Hero Academia. So there we go. We have a good size comparison for the figure here. Good cast of characters. So if you have any of these characters, you get an idea of what size and scale Tien falls under. All right, so let's go ahead and get the final poses and final thoughts. All right, so here we got them posed up. Somewhat of a dynamic pose. Now, I did have an issue with my Tien's left elbow. It's not fully bending. And I did see it when I'm trying to bend it more. I do see like the screw showing. So I'm not sure if I'm putting too much stress on it. So I don't want to bend it more. I may have to, unfortunately, possibly take it apart just to maybe loosen the screw or something. Not too bad of an issue. As you can see, due to that, I cannot do the full closed fist on it, or hands on his fingers on his pose right here. Chiaotzu actually poses a lot better than I thought, and it was pretty simple to remove his hands and replace it with the finger pointing hand. Tien, the other issue I had to my Tien is, I'm not sure, once he rotates, you should be able to see on his left wrist too. When I tried to take the hand off, the actual peg came off with the hand. So I had to basically use some tweezers to put it back together. And I may have to try to glue it, because as you can see, when it rotates over here, you can see a little gap right there on his left wrist. That's where the peg came out of. It basically, the ball peg detached in half, and half of the peg came out. I was able to put it back in, but I know I need to swap those fingers out for my next pose, so I'm going to mess around with some more to see if it can be fixed easily. But nothing, nothing too bad that causes damage to the figure where it's not visible. And then from there, yeah, Chiaotzu's hands were actually pretty simple to swap out, so that was good to know. And like I said, be careful with those hands because they are pretty small. So the only other thing I would say that was a negative with this pack would be I wish Chiaotzu came with a fight stand, so that way I could have him in this pose, kind of in the air when he's doing his little thing. I had to use basically a riser. I have a stand. I have a spare stand somewhere. I just couldn't find the actual. I have the base. I just couldn't find the actual stand part. So I had to use his riser instead. But like I said, it would have been cool if he came with a stand on his own, so you could have him in a little up in the air display. But yep, here you have both guys right here in a final pose. Where more than likely I'm gonna keep them in my display. And other than the issues I had, I was able to get the elbow joint bended a little bit more. I put a little bit more pressure while I was holding on to the top portion of the tricep, and it kind of finally bent where I got the full bend on the left arm, so that's not an issue anymore. And then the peg for the hand, I did push in more, so it's not as visible, so it's not an issue anymore. I'm happy I got these guys. Like I said, I missed out on the first release for them. Now, would I recommend people to buy this pack? If you have the first release, I wouldn't recommend it unless you want a fully articulated Chiaotzu. But I don't think he's worth the price just to get a fully articulated figure of him. If you had, because more likely, you had the original, and if it is an static pose, if I remember, that's usually a more famous pose that he's known for. But if you did miss out on the first release like I did, then yes, I would definitely recommend these figures to add to your Dragon Ball collection. I know these are like minor characters, but they still are main characters, like kind of not main characters, but big characters that most fans would know, like Tien. Almost any Dragon Ball fan knows that character. Maybe it's the third eye thing that kind of makes him stand out. But he came out pretty good. I wish he was a little more articulated in the elbows. We have more of a 90-degree bend, but the muscular detail does hinder that. So, it's like I said, it's not a big issue. Look at that booty as he turns around. Yeah, anyways. So yeah, so if you missed on the first ones, pick these up. If you got the first release, then it's up to you if it's worth the price and if you want to pick it up again. And I know they're going to be releasing some of the other characters that were hard to find in the past with updated bodies, so I'm looking forward to those. I should be getting my androids coming in soon, hopefully. And the Comic-Con special color versions of the other characters, I should be getting those also soon. So those will be coming in for reviews pretty soon. And then that's it, guys. So I guess this was a good pickup for me. So please, if you enjoyed the review, please hit the subscribe, like button, click that bell notification so you can be notified of my reviews. Now that I'm feeling better, I'm gonna start pushing out more reviews on a more frequent basis like I was before. So all right, as always, people, keep collecting. Be good, stay safe, die.